about our program.
Thank you, Thomas. We used our latest technology to import these puffed-up personalities from the past. The audience will vote at the end of our program. Your votes will determine who is our winner. Ryan, would you like to introduce the explorers?
Well, today we have joined all with the Great North Mr. Lee Erickson.
I was here first. I'm Viking. I was here long before any of these other guys. I was definitely first. I explored the coast of North America in 1080 and also have a snazzy nickname.
What is your nickname?
I'm Leaf the Lucky, and I got here first.
How did you change the way people view the world in 1000 AD?
Well, let me put it this way. I was truly the first European to set foot in North America. Does it really matter that I was another 400 years before anyone else returned?
Thank you, Mr. Erickson. Judges, what do you think?
You'll die, Helio. First one to get the credit off.
Our next guest joins us from the great country of Spain, Mr. Christopher Columbus.
Thank you, sir. I claim this country for Spain. Everyone thinks that I discovered America. They even wrote a poem about it.
What poem is that?
In 1492, Columbus sailed the ocean blue.
That's a lovely poem, Mr. Columbus.
Did you realize the time you had accomplished?
As a matter of fact, no. I had been convinced I had actually found a westward route to Cathay. How wonderful and exciting to know that I had, in fact, discovered an entire new continent.
How do you feel your accomplishment changed the world?
Had it not been for me, you all would not have a homeland called America, for I was brave enough to attempt a westward route to Asia.
Thank you, Mr. Columbus. We now turn to Marco Polo, expert guest judge. Mr. Polo, what are your thoughts?
Well, Mr. Seacrest, admittedly, I do not believe that any of the explorers can contend with my own successes as an explorer and the successes of my father and uncle. If it wasn't for me in my journey to Asia, you would have never left the comfort of Europe.
Thank you, Mr. Polo. Our next guest is from England. His name is John Cabot.
But I wasn't finished. I have another poem, too. In 1493, Columbus sailed the deep blue sea.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Columbus. But we must be moving on to our next guest.
I was born in Italy, but the Italians are cheap and wouldn't finance my adventures. England pulled through and sponsored my voyage to America. I was looking for spices. I did not succeed, but I did find lots of fish. I explored the coast of Canada and America. I should win because fishing became important in England's economy.
Sounds fishy to me.
Perhaps I'd better myself, dog.
Now, our next guest is Amerigo Vespucci.
Well, I have an obvious advantage. These guys only found coasts. In 1499, I discovered the entire continent of South America. That must have been one of the greatest discoveries ever made. I am fearless, strong, and handsome. And America is named after glorious me. And did I also mention that I'm humble?
I think you need to look up the word humble. Oh, Ryan, who do we have next? Well, Tom, we have with us Mr. John Cartier. I'm sorry. I would like to introduce Juan Poncelia. He explored the coast of Florida. Or spices now. He can find himself what he's searching for.
Hold up. How do I look? Do I still look young? I was searching for the fountain of youth. I found lots of lovely springs and named the beautiful place Florida, now the state of Florida.
Besides the spring, what makes you America's best explorer?
I was the first explorer to reach North America and mainland and claim it for Spain.
You are not! Liar! You must wait your turn. Judges, who do we have next? What are your thoughts?
Hey man, being the best explorer means recognizing other people's accomplishments. You gotta be a little cooler, man.
Bonjour, oui, oui, I am the best explorer America has ever seen.
Why is that, Mr. Cartier?
Well, it was I who began the trade between the North American colonies and my great homeland, France.
I just love my friend. Thank you for your contribution.
New colonies?
Oh, oui, mademoiselle. I began colonies throughout what is now called Canada. After my explorations to the New World, France began trading the most remarkable furs with the native people.
Oh, I just have one for. Thank you for your precious listening.
Well, thank you, Mr. Cartier. Joining us next, we have Mr. Henry Hudson.
Thank you. I'm so pleased to be here.
Welcome, Mr. Hudson. What makes you America's best explorer?
Well, as you know, I've explored a lot of the eastern coast of North America. In fact, you have bays and rivers named in my honor. It's truly unfortunate that my crew mutinied and I was left to drift along the Atlantic, but at least the Dutch were able to claim the areas I explored.
It's such a tragedy when your crew meets. I'm so sorry, man.
Thank you, sir.
Ryan, who is next?
Well, Tom, next up is Mr. Vasco Nunez de Balboa.
Hello. Please accept my congratulations to your accomplishments, but understand it is I that will be honored with the title America's Best Explorer.
Why is that, Mr. Balboa?
Well, having crossed the Isthmus of Panama and reaching the Pacific Ocean, it was I who realized the potential for reaching Asia by traveling west.
Wow, Mr. Balboa, that is an impressive accomplishment. Judges, your thoughts?
That accomplishment is still not as impressive as my travels to Asia and beyond.
Next, we have joining us Mr. Ferdinand Magellan.
Welcome, Mr. Magellan. What makes you America's best explorer?
These fools believe that they're each America's best explorer, but let me tell you, I'm the world's best explorer. I managed to send my crew around the entire globe.
Your crew?
Well, unfortunately, I died in a battle halfway through the journey, but my crew returned to Yoke, and I'm credited for circumnavigating the Earth.
Not very impressive if you didn't even survive the trip.
Finally, joining the fans, please welcome Mr. Samuel Champlain.
Merci. Mr. Cartier claims it was he who first started the fur trade, but it was moi. I mapped the New World. I claimed land from France. I managed to started a trading system for the native people. And I was the first successful person to start a French colony. How dare you take credit for my work?
Well, thank you, Mr. Champlain.
What about us? We were here all along.
We explorers set up our communities and lived here long before you all got here.
Your people came here and pushed us off our land. Your diseases killed on.
Now you won't even give us credit for being the back patrols?
It's hundreds of years later, and you are still making us miserable. When do we get credit for our hard work?
Please, sit down. We appreciate what you're saying, and now it is up to you, audience members. You must decide who is America's best explorer.
Using your handy-dandy voting devices, you must make your decision.
Who wants to win up there? Who wants to win?